Hi everyone, welcome to your favorite night program with Gary, your trusted host and interviewer. Tonight is a historical night as we are joined by two great influencers in the world of YouTube. We share with their fans bizarre content related to crimes. They are here to analyze some of these examples and share with us their opinion of each video. So please welcome to Ileana and Yolette. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Hi Kevin, we can finally be on the show with you, even online because of this whole situation.
Hi, exactly. Unfortunately, we had to be online with you, but very still the fan of this incredible program.
Well, from crazy criminal cabins to terror-inducing twins, we are looking at some bizarre crimes that will blow your mind. Every city has a story, but some are darker than others. Should we start? Let's begin with the first case tonight, which is
Despicable Deceit. A woman in America reports to police that she'd been raped and beaten in her own home. Police thought it was a burglary gone wrong, until about a week later one of her coworkers told them the truth. She had staged the attack to try and convince her husband to move to a nicer neighborhood. So she had scraped her hands with sandpaper, had a friend rough her up, and cut her lip open. She even wet herself for authenticity, giving an Oscar-worthy performance when the cops arrived. Instead of a nicer neighborhood, her shenanigans landed her in jail and her husband filed for divorce. The kicker is, this woman was a psychologist. How in the hell are you meant to help people if you're crazier than Gary Busey on Dancing with the Stars?
wow, this case gave me a lot of chills, didn't you? But let's see what our experts have to say.
I think that this lady must be in a psychiatric hospital. To me, it's an irrational every action she wanted to do, just to try to get her husband to move another place. Besides, she hurt herself. What kind of person would do that? I can't imagine living with a person as crazy as her. But fortunately, her coworker spoke with the police and told the truth.
Oh god, this is one of the cases that I'm missing the most because I can't think how far a person's action can go only to change the residence. Well, I must agree with my colleague Lily that this girl has mental issues because who in their right mind invents a rape, which is a very serious case nowadays, and much more being a psychologist. Besides, what kind of friend offers to do this? Every day, this society surprises me more and more.
Now, let's see this case.
Slaughtering Sleepwalker. In the 1880s, a respected detective named LeDrew was investigating a murder on a beach. A man had been shot and the only evidence was a footprint and a bullet fragment. After assessing the footprint for some time, he realized that it was so familiar because it was his. The renowned detective had shot someone while sleepwalking. The bullet matched his own revolver, and he'd even woken up with wet shoes and socks. The detective was such a stand-up guy, nobody could believe he was capable of murder, which I guess is true. It was subconsciously that he was harboring a deadly bloodlust.
How creepy was this case? Can you imagine killing someone and not knowing it? What do you have to say about this?
Wow, that's the strangest case tonight. How could a sleepwalker kill someone? That's very scary. However, there are people who are sleepwalker. But I think should go to an expert to control them. Because as we can hear in the story, sleepwalkers can do terrible things, and it's important to take control of this condition. What do you think, Julie?
Well, in my opinion, I think this is a very peculiar case. Since the detective killed a person in an unconscious state and without being able to control his action. And the really terrible thing is that it could happen to any of us at some point.
Well, the next case is
London Monster. In London in the late 1700s, a series of attacks occurred where a man dubbed the London Monster would prick women in the butt with a pin or a knife. Sometimes the creep would only get to tear the lady's clothing, but other times there were substantial injuries. Hysteria eventually set in, and some women even started wearing copper pans under their petticoats to protect their buns from an unprovoked prodding. Luckily, the nutbag was caught and the London streets were never safer-ish. They probably should have saved the title of monster for Jack the Ripper. Still, never have you met such a prick.
I was shocked with this case. What you can comment of the case we just saw?
Well, I must say that it looks like a very innocent case, but we know that there are very creepy people where we don't know how far they could go. I am glad and comfortable must be to walk feeling insecure and with a free pen in the book.
Well, there are definitely countless things happening nowadays. And when I think about this, only one thing comes to my mind, which is how could there be people with this behavior? The fact of bothering a woman is going away. It's so disrespectful. It is a relief that they found him, since I can imagine the discomfort of the people who suffer how to go through the boys' madness.
And these were some of the shocking cases tonight that we have less of surprises. As we could see, there are different people who can pretend one thing or are quite the opposite. But hey, I would like to thank you to my Orgoses for being here with us tonight.
It has been a pleasure to be here today. I was very amazed at every single one of the cases. I also enjoyed the presence of my friend Julie.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Kevin. That's right. There were some shocking cases. I'm glad I was invited to be here.
Well, we will continue to watch each other in the next episode, and remember to keep up seeing every Friday night at 8 o'clock in Channel 5. This was the great news. Have a chill night and ciao ciao.